Hi, Robins. How's everybody today? This is Robbie. He's very excited because I'm going to read you one of his favorite books. It's called Pip's Magic. Pip is a salamander. Let's find out about Pip. The words and the illustrations are by Ellen Stoll Walsh. She is the author and the illustrator of this book. I'm afraid of the dark, said Pip. Even shadows scare me. His friends didn't know how to help him. There's a lot of colorful salamanders. They're friends. But the frogs did. Ask old Abra the wizard, they said. He's over by the big pink rock, turning stones into mushrooms. Sounds like old Abra has magic. Magic, of course, shouted Pip. Magic might help me be brave in the dark. I'm going to find old Abra and ask him for help. Pip ran to the big pink rock. If you are looking for old Abra, you're too late, said a mouse. He went into the woods and he won't be back. Uh-oh. Old Abra left. Pip sighed. It's as black as shadows under a rock in there. But the wizard has magic, and I need magic to be brave in the dark. I must try to catch up. And he followed old Abra into the woods. Wow. He's going into those dark woods. No one could find the wizard in here, said Pip. I can't even see my own feet. Very dark. At last, he saw sunlight peeping through the branches, and he followed that sunlight out of the woods. Now look who he finds. If you are looking for old Abra, you're too late, said a sparrow. He went into the tunnel, and he won't be back. How does that tunnel look? Kind of dark, right? Then I'll go too, said Pip. Oh dear, the tunnel is as black as night with my eyes closed. But the wizard has magic, and magic might help me be brave in the dark. And he followed after old Abra. He's going into the tunnel, Robins. Pip ran up and down the tunnel and looked in all the darkest hiding places. The wizard wasn't there. Pip found his way out just as night was falling. If you are looking for old Abra, you're too late, said a snake. He went over those hills, and he won't be back. Oh, that's a pretty snake. The night is as black as river mud, Pip said with a sigh. But I need magic to be brave in the dark. And he climbed through the night after old Abra. Pip found old Abra resting where the sun rises. Please give me magic, old Abra. I need magic to be brave in the dark, said Pip. But you already have magic, said the wizard. You found it in the woods, and in the tunnel, and in the night. You have enough magic, and maybe some left over. He was pretty brave going to all those dark places. Pip tested his magic just to be sure. Old Abra was right. He's not afraid of the dark. Pip took his leftover magic to a quiet place. What are you doing? Asked a frog. Shh, said Pip. I'm going to turn those stones into mushrooms. The end. What did you think of that book? What did you like? Oh, you liked when the frog suggested that he go find old Abra? I do too. That was a good idea. Did you like anything else? Oh, I like that part too. He went through the tunnel and he went into the dark woods. And what was he doing while he was doing that? He was being brave all by himself, wasn't he? Well, I'm glad you like that book, Robbins. I've got a quick art project for you. So, we're going to make a spring flower. You can use a coffee filter. If you don't have a coffee filter, you could use a piece of paper and put a bowl on it, draw a circle, and cut that out. You could cut that out and use that instead. I'm going to use the coffee filter since I have it. If you have some watercolors and a paintbrush, that would be great. If you don't have watercolors and a paintbrush, you can use a little bit of water, take a little bit, and you can put in some food coloring. I'm going to put in, looks like a big squirt of yellow there. I'm going to put some yellow food coloring in there. So you could either use watercolors or you could use food coloring mixed with a little bit of water. So I'm going to just take, I think I'll start with the purple. I put a plastic bag down to protect my surface. If you're doing this outside, you don't need to do that. I'm going to do a little painting here, and I'm going to cover in the entire coffee filter. It'll take you a little while to do that. I have one that's already dry that I did earlier. Here's what it looks like once it's dried, okay? Now, here is one that I did using food coloring and a piece of paper. That food coloring was blue. This food coloring is yellow. And you would paint the whole thing and then cut it out when it dries. Once it's dried, you can just pinch it in the middle, like so. If we were at school, I would put a pipe cleaner on the bottom of this and wrap it around it to secure it, and I'd have a beautiful flower. But I'm not at school, and I don't have a pipe cleaner. I do have a stapler. So I'm going to staple it shut. And there's my beautiful spring flower. Do you like it, Robbins? It's a fun project. You can do it at home. All right? Well, it was good seeing you. I'll see you next time. Robbie says goodbye too. See you next time, Robbins.